And welcome back to Comic Frontline, everybody. I am Brant Fowler, aka the Gonzogoose, here with the final part of Transformers Dark Cybertron. This is the Dark Cybertron finale issue. It is part 12 of 12, and it's the big epic conclusion to this story that has bounced back and forth between More Than Meets the Eye and Robots in Disguise for the past several months. The battle that sees Shockwave with his own agenda to end the universe, and we saw the collective forces of the Autobots and the Decepticons working together to try to thwart his plans. He had this Necro Titan, which was this giant transformer on the level of Metroplex. He's a Titan, so he's like super powerful. Had him. Metroplex was hurt and injured and buried at the bottom of a sea. You had Optimus Prime and Rodimus, not Rodimus, but Hot Rod and Cyclonus and some others trapped in the dead universe. You had Galvatron and his forces here helping Shockwave. You had all kinds of chaos going on in the city of I can't remember the name of the city, but on Cybertron, Starscream's rule was falling apart, and all this stuff is going on. In the last part, minor spoiler if you have not read the part 11 of Dark Cybertron, Bumblebee was killed. Bumblebee, of course, was one of the two leaders of the Transformers in Optimus Prime's absence, and he was killed by Shockwave. And he and Megatron had formed this buddy connection, so they were friends. So that kind of leads into where we come into this story in the finale, as things come to a head and explode and everything. We see in this issue, Optimus Prime is back from the dead universe. He has stopped calling himself Orion Pax. He has taken back on that name and taken ownership of that name, Optimus Prime, to forge a new destiny for the Prime distinction. And so he is back. Bumblebee is dead. There's a very small amount of Transformers facing off against Shockwave, who is super powerful and has help of his own, while the rest of the group, the rest of the Decepticons and Autobots, are fighting these Ammonites, which are minicons, but there's like 70 million of them, and they're like fighting them all and trying to, everybody's, people are falling left and right, and all kinds of things are going on. So we see Optimus Prime and Megatron side by side teaming up together, and this is going to be a minor spoiler because it's a big point to the issue and to the stories in Transformers going forward. So minor spoiler, if you don't want to hear it, fast forward a few seconds. Megatron picks up Bumblebee's Autobot symbol and puts it on his chest. So now Megatron has declared himself an Autobot. That's huge. So the two of them fight against Shockwave. They're trying to convince him, you used to be something good before the council went in and snipped your brain and messed y'all up and made y'all wacko and crazy and made you into this diabolical malevolent being that wants to destroy the universe. And Shockwave's like, anyway, so I don't want to give the whole ending away, but very fitting conclusion. Saw some great interaction with Megatron and Optimus Prime, handling things their different ways. Very good ending to this epic story that I totally fell in love with this whole event. The art in this issue was fantastic. There was this big battle scene. I mentioned the Ammonites and the Decepticons and Autobots fighting, and it was this big splash page of all these minicons all over the place, and in the middle was this group of Decepticons and Autobots fighting, and people are flying left and right, swinging, and it was just a beautiful image. So some really stellar art in this, some really stellar writing as well, great characterization, and in the aftermath we see that things are not going to go so smoothly for this new regime of Autobots, because there is some dissension in the ranks, and a certain other leader kind of pops in and kind of takes charge, so we know that seeds are being planted for an uprising somewhere down the line. But you know, this was fantastic. Looking forward into what's coming in April. Starts the dawn of the Autobots in both of these series, starting with issue 28 of More Than Meets the Eye and Robots in Disguise. In one of those, Optimus Prime is leading the Autobots on Earth. He leads that team, while Megatron leads a team of Autobots in space on the search for the Knights of Cybertron. So, very interesting developments out of this story, and I cannot wait to read what comes next in Transformers. I'm giving Transformers Dark Cybertron finale a 5 out of 5. And for the entire event, I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5. I think it was a fantastic event with just a couple of issues that weren't quite up to par with the rest of them. You know, but overall, this event was fantastic. It had great repercussions for the characters, all kinds of stuff going on. So, and it propels everything forward into the next era of the Transformers. So, really, really fun series. I highly recommend when this comes out in trade for you to pick it up. And any Transformers fan or fan of good stories and art, you're gonna love this. So, that's it. 5 out of 5 for Transformers Dark Cybertron finale. And that's going to wrap up this review. Check out all the other reviews here on Comic Frontline, updating almost daily, from comics to TVs to movies to toys to games, what have you. Check out the Buffy Challenge that wraps up today. Media Madness tonight, doing Aliens, and all kinds of stuff going on. Don't forget to check out comicrelated.com and comicfrontline.com. Both together, your #1 source for all your comic news, reviews, podcasts, and so much more. Check out the Zone 4 podcast, airing each and every Friday right here on Comic Frontline. Next week, because it was pushed back a week, will be our 5-year anniversary, celebratory, big, massive episode. Frontliners involved, all kinds of stuff going on. This week, of course, a regular episode, so tune in for that. And until next time, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.